3 people injured and another in police custody. What we're learning this morning about an overnight shooting downtown.
And hot today, even hotter tomorrow. Your forecast is next.
It's eerie when you have to sit in a room with a person that murdered your husband.
Moving forward after an emotional month in court. What's next for the family of a fallen St. Louis police officer now that his killer was found guilty? Today in St. Louis Weekend Edition starts right now.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Oh, are you up? Are you up? That should do it. You're waking up to a live look and listen at the Missouri Botanical Garden, where right now organizers are transforming it into a celebration of Chinese heritage.
That was so beautiful, and that's a surprise for us as well.
Yeah,
We didn't know that was coming.
Absolutely beautiful. We could just listen to that all
I know,
morning
we really
if you ask
could.
me. That's the Chinese Culture Days Festival, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But first off, good morning to you. It is Saturday, May 18th. I'm Travis Cummings.
And I'm Mercedes McKay. Thanks so much for waking up with us on this Saturday. There's a lot going on today, so Weather First meteorologist Tracy Henson is here with us today. And Tracy, it's the season of festivals, and it's the season of hot, is what you're saying.
Very.
It's here.
It's here. She's arrived.
We did have a decently long spring this time. Last year I felt it was really short. This year a little bit longer, but I would say summer-like temperatures are here, which kind of goes on part. You know, Memorial Day is next week.
Right.
That's
Forgot
typically
about that.
the first, the opening day for many of our community pools around here. So
where did the time go?
Where did it go?
Hydrate.
As
Hydrate.
they say.
Yes.
Hydrating, definitely something we are going to need to do. All right, temperatures right now are warm out there. It is in the mid-70s. Winds are out of the south-southwest at just about 6 miles per hour. Now through the rest of our day today, we are going to warm up into the mid-80s. That extra heat out there, we're just going to start to get into that pattern where we will see more pop-up storms, kind of those pop-up summertime storms that we tend to get. Technically, it's still spring, but we're going to have those little pop-up storms later on today, very isolated. So if you do get one, buy a lottery ticket, because the odds in favor of more dry conditions are certainly more in favor of getting one of those storms. So consider yourself lucky if you fall under one of those today. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day. We will have very light winds. Light winds mean stagnant air, so it is going to feel quite humid out there. For tonight, some more patchy fog will develop, especially along our rivers. 66 degrees. Winds will be nice and light out there. Coming up, I'll outline the hot forecast I have for you, as well as the weather alert day on Tuesday.
Tracy, thank you for that first look. Developing right now, this morning, 3 men are injured after an overnight shooting in North St. Louis. Police say it happened just before midnight. Here's that intersection near 18th North 9th Street. The victims, 18, 22, and 23 years old, suffered gunshot wounds to the head, back, and leg, respectively. Just a couple of hours ago, we learned officers arrested 1 person. Right now, our newsroom is working to learn more.
And this morning, St. Louis police officers will continue to report to city leaders instead of the Missouri governor. State lawmakers failed to pass a bill yesterday that would have put control of the department under a governor-appointed board. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones celebrated the defeat, saying she's thankful for Chief Robert Tracy, her chief of staff, and many representatives and senators who fought to preserve local control. Well, this morning, the family of a fallen St. Louis police officer is speaking up.
Yeah, Alexis Bohanan, the widow of Officer Tamaris Bohanan, was in court every day as her husband's killer faced a jury.
She sat down with our Christine Byers to open up about her husband and the other tragedy she experienced during that trial.
The first thing you see when you walk into the home where the Bohanan family now lives is a shrine to its patriarch.
I did this for a reason, so that we have a space that we can come to, me and the kids, when we're thinking about him.
It houses a collection of police mementos, photos, and other memorabilia donated to fallen Officer Tamaris Bohanan's family. He was shot to death in the line of duty in August of 2020.
All we have left are pictures now.
He is enshrined in this glass sculpture. And it's here where Alexis Bohanan came to find strength during the trial for her husband's killer.
It's eerie when you have to sit in a room with a person that murdered your husband.
And she did it for 2 weeks straight earlier this month. The defense argued the man who killed Officer Bohanan should be found not guilty by reason of insanity. Prosecutors pushed back, playing recordings of jailhouse phone calls the killer made, calling Bohanan's funeral a joke. and laughing about his arrest.
Hey, they broke my nose back straight.
Using mental illness as a defense was very personal for Alexis.
I do believe in the power of therapy. It's a lot of people who really struggle with mental health issues, and most of them don't kill people.
Alexis bolted out of the courtroom when the suspect's ex-wife talked about how her children can only talk to their dad on FaceTime calls.
And I'm just thinking to myself, at least they have a dad to talk to. My kids have no dad. The audacity, right?
With her in that moment, just like always, was her younger sister, Amber.
I even made comments to her like, Amber, you don't have to be here every day. Like, go home, go rest. And she was like, no, that was my brother. I'm doing this for Tamaris.
Then, the night before the verdict,
She had some ongoing heart problems, heart complications, and she unfortunately passed away.
The defendant would please rise.
Alexis listened to the verdict without her.
As to count one, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
It brought me great joy that all 12 of those jurors saw things for what it was.
Now, her sister has a place on a shelf among Tamaris' belongings.
I do find some solace in knowing that regardless of life circumstances, she was there for me when I needed her most. It's a journey. I did not expect to have to raise 3 kids by myself. And so I'm doing what I think needs to be done. I make my children my priority.
Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
And we've been talking to her since the very beginning, and one big priority for Alexis is the Tamaris Bohanan Memorial Foundation, and that's a nonprofit that helps undergrads pursue degrees in criminal justice, social work, human services, and criminology. Now this morning, the future of many St. Charles County libraries is still uncertain.
The county's Board of Trustees met just last night to consider closing certain branches. After 4.5 hours of deliberation, the vote was postponed another month.
Yeah, our Annie Crawl was at that meeting, and this morning she shows us why many of those libraries are struggling to stay afloat.
We have been trying any number of things, considering any number of things. As you know, we've changed hours, we closed on Sundays for a period of time. We really have, we're exhausting all possibilities, thinking as creatively as possible.
Potentially flipping the page for libraries in St. Charles. The Board of Trustees vote yes or no to close 3 medium-sized branches.
A lot of numbers were thrown out at us, and it was hard to understand exactly what was said for what. And they're spending, I think he said, $50,000 to $60,000 just on ebook rentals.
Overall circulation for St. Charles City County libraries has changed since the pandemic. Before, they had 6 million items in circulation. Now, they still have 6 million. But childhood classics like Dr. Seuss, or maybe one of your favorites like Curious George, are now being read increasingly online. These branch closures as early as June 30th potentially mean possible job cuts or people being reassigned. Jason Kuhl, CEO of the St. Charles City County Library, said consultants found 70% of their staff was making below the minimum wage of comparable libraries. But now librarians worried about losing their jobs entirely, opening the floor to public comment with about 200 attendees before voting.
Don't listen so much to the consultants. Listen to the people.
Besides audience members disagreeing, board members butting heads.
We are required to notify the public of actions that we're going to take.
On the board that had any input on any of this was you.
That is incorrect.
How come I?
Great job, board.
Reporting in O'Fallon, Annie Crawl, 5 on your side.
Now, some possible solutions to avoid laying off staff were to fundraise and give more money to the St. Charles City County Foundation, as well as increase donations to try to keep more library doors open.